And we're back. Well, sir, I guess you know by now, Christmas is just around the corner. And it's going to be different for everybody this year. So please don't feel like you're isolated. We're all in this same boat together. On this segment of Perspectives, we have a really interesting fella to talk about a very interesting program. The program is Operation Christmas Child. And the gentleman is Alex. I was having trouble with his last name, but now I can't get through the first name. His name is Alex Nsengimana. Alex, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, Sam.
Tell us about Operation Christmas Child. What is it?
Yeah, Operation Christmas Child is a ministry that uses shoebox gifts to share the love of Jesus Christ to children all over the world. And it's a project of Samaritan's Purse. And the project started back in 1993. And since 1993, there has been over 178 million shoeboxes delivered to more than 160 countries. And I am so blessed, I'm so fortunate to have been one of those kids who received an Operation Christmas Child shoebox gift when I was a little boy.
Well, let's talk about that just for a minute, if we could. What sort of a gift did you receive, and how old were you when you got it?
When I received that Operation Christmas Child shoebox gift, I was 7 years old, and I was living in Rwanda, where I was born and raised. And Rwanda is a small little country in Central East of Africa, and that country went through a lot of tribal unrest back in the 90s, where from April 6th to July 4th, a genocide against the Tutsi tribe broke out, and 1 million people were killed, and over 400,000 orphans were left in the country. During this time, I was 6 years old, and I was running from family to family, and my grandmother and my uncle, the people who were taking care of me at that time, unfortunately were both killed during the genocide. So me and my brother would run from family to family, and we were being protected, and God was protecting us through the genocide. But right after the genocide ended, Samaritan's Purse was in Rwanda, responded to help people physically and responded to the disaster. And in 1995, a year later, after the genocide ended, I was in this orphanage living with the 250 other kids. All of us had lost our loved ones. All of us had lost hope. But Samaritan's Purse brought Operation Christmas Child shoebox gifts to that orphanage. And it was such a special day because we were told to line up, and they said, today is a special day, you're going to get a gift. You know, this gift was the very first gift I ever received in my life, Sam. It was such an amazing moment when all of us kids got to open the shoeboxes together. This time we were not screaming because we're being chased or screaming because we're scared, but we were screaming because we could not contain the joy of receiving a gift. Mm-hmm. And the items were in there were so beautiful.
What did you get?
When I opened that shoebox, we saw school supplies, hygiene items, toy cars, and all these fun items. I remember playing with a soccer ball that was in my shoebox, seeing these coloring books, pencils, and all these fun items. But deep inside my shoebox, there was an item that I kept the longest. That was a hair comb. And I kept for the next 3 years. And it was so fun to have these items, to be reminded to be a little child, to be a boy again. But the shoebox...
I don't know if you remember this or not, but when the genocide was underway and the television networks in this country all of a sudden started to pay attention to not hundreds and not thousands, but millions of people who were slaughtered and tried to get in, they were attacked because the folk over there didn't want the word to get out, but it did. And I think the world was not just shocked. They were just horrified that so many lives were being lost. And it was a terrible, terrible tragedy, a terrible period on Mother Earth. You're not here asking for money. You're here asking for items to go into the shoe boxes, are you not?
Yes. The I'm here to encourage people who can pack Operation Christmas Child Shoebox Gift, because this is an opportunity to make a difference in kids' lives. And it's such an opportunity to be able to share God's love in a tangible way. And we ask that people can go to find a shoebox, and they can pack in school supplies, hygiene items, and they can go on our website at samaritans.org/OCC. They can actually enter their zip code and find the nearest location for them to drop off their box.
Well, it appears we've lost Alex, and I'm really sorry that happened. But sometimes these things happen when you've got a signal you're trying to work with across the country, and unfortunately we lost him for the last couple of minutes of our get-together. The program is Operation Christmas Child, and a number of churches in the Tulsa area are involved. So give them a call. Check with your church, maybe your synagogue. There might be folks who can help you. Now, before I let you slip on out of here, or waddle if that's the case, I want to point out that I end every get-together now much differently than we have in the past. As you know, I'm always saying wear a mask. I know there are folks out there who have tried to make this a political issue. It's not a political issue. And the sooner you realize that, if you're in opposition to the mask, the better off you'll be, because in fact, not only will you be saving your life, but there's a very good chance you're going to be saving the lives of other folks around. So if you won't do it for yourself, do it for somebody you love. And remember to social distance and avoid crowds if at all possible. I'd do it. If they come in too close, then I'll step back. Wash your hands. Get a hand sanitizer and keep it with you. Just wear the mask. We got about 30 seconds, and I guess I want to wrap this up. I'm sorry we lost Alex, because he's a brilliant young man with a lot going for him, and perhaps down the road we can get together in a clear signal and have a chance to talk with him. We're out of time. I want to thank you for being a part of it. We'll see you next go around. For now, my friends, good night and good luck.